What up, Josie?
You were about to say bitches.
I mean, I was going to, but then I figured I'd be nice.
Yes, be nice.
Nope.
What are you bitches going on about?
God damn it.
How much of a bitch you are, you bitchin' bitch?
Oh, guys. Whoa. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Average Guys Pro Wrestling Podcast. This week, we're going to be talking about Money in the Balls, Raw as Balls, and Smack Balls this week. And we might get to a couple of your voicemails. So let's kick off the show. This is Josh here.
This is Zach.
We got
Definitely Jose here.
And the one formerly known as TheGreatHaaf.
now known as the Great Balls.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
so
man.
we're gonna start on Money in the Bank, right? Or sorry, Money in the Balls.
Yes, Money in the Balls.
It's the only way we can start.
So you just want to go down the match card and just start with the women's Money in the Bank match?
I would like to congratulate James Ellsworth on being Mrs. Money in the Bank.
Oh, man,
It was
first
a
ever.
First ever. Well-earned title there, guy. And may I say that your stupid tracksuit looked pretty beautiful for being as stupid as it was.
Yeah, that was like Russian dude who plays Counter-Strike all day levels of tracksuit.
Tracksuit made of money.
It's just
I'm
so
pretty sure-
bad.
I'm pretty sure he borrowed it from Shane O'Mac.
Yeah, probably. It's all about that money.
Money.
Yeah, so this match was really good. I enjoyed a lot of the spots. Of course, it wasn't as spotty as, the men's. But,
Well, of course.
like I know for a fact that a lot of these women can do those high-end spots that they do, but, they want to be safer with them because they don't want to ruin the pretty faces.
Yeah.
Because as much as Vince is saying that he wants to change the women into being the women's revolution, he still only wants the pretty women. He's not going to hire women that aren't attractive to him, right?
That is true.
I mean, he did hire Nia Jax, which I don't think that's the kind of woman he would find attractive.
Well, that's only because she's related to The Rock. If you're related to The Rock, you just have a job in the E.
Well, I mean, Jim Ross on, I want to say, the Taz show talked about what the hiring practice is in the WWE for women, and it's Vince McMahon wants somebody who's highly athletic that's an 8 or better. And that's the exact wording that they give.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
That sounds like something Vince would say. And
Well, I mean,
It makes sense with it. I mean, every single, including Nia Jax. I mean, if you ever seen her modeling pictures before she added the fat suit for pro wrestling,
She looks good.
oh, she's a beautiful woman,
Very.
I mean, it's TV. I can understand where VKM is coming from.
That's
yeah,
completely correct.
yeah, you can't have a 3 walking around with your main title because it's not good for business, according to Vince.
Just like they
Like, she
wouldn't-
can be the most...
Just like they wouldn't give their main title to Umaga when he was running around.
Yeah, I guess.
To
Yeah, that
use
makes sense.
use a
he
male
was in
comparison.
contention for a while, and then I think he got popped for a wellness policy violation,
Oh yeah.
and then got dropped down the card. But they were gonna put him on the main card. He had a bunch of really good matches with Cena.
I mean,
Well,
realistically,
in the words of our dear favorite here, Scott Steiner, I mean, he is a fat fuck, so 0% chance there.
I think we're going to have to censor this.
have you
what?
listened to our previous episodes? Not a goddamn word is censored.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
We're not regulated by the FCC here.
Not yet.
No.
Welcome
thank
to, the, welcome to the Average Guys Pro Wrestling Podcast, where we love 4-letter words, especially when we're calling people a fat fuck.
We love 4-letter words like Zach, Jose, Josh, and fuck.
And Chris. Oh, wow. We all have 4-letter names. That's crazy.
No, Chris has 5 letters.
Yeah, you just because you don't hear the H, it's still there.
In other news, Jose can't count.
Aw. Jose, I still love you.
Wow.
So yeah, there was some really good spots. The kind of, it was almost like a sparkle splash / twisted bliss, whatever she's calling it nowadays. That Charlotte went with. It wasn't like a straight up moonsault out of the ring. That was really good. And then somebody went through a table in that match, right? Or somebody got like hit onto the table.
Yeah, I think someone got thrown onto a table.
Someone got thrown onto a table. Yeah,
It wasn't broken though.
No,
they tried, but 90-pound women.
exactly.
If I recall, only one table was broken by the bullshittery of my scores this weekend.
It was the Spanish
it was
announce table.
Yep. That it was.
Yeah, so controversial ending to it. James Ellsworth knocks the ladder over while Becky Lynch is on it with the briefcase in hand, then climbs up the ladder himself, pulls the Money in the Bank contract off, and then drops it to Carmella.
Referee rings the bell.
No, not even like.
He rang the bell.
Rang immediately as she caught it. And then, you have 3 or 4 refs arguing outside the ring, and then James Ellsworth went out and announced that Carmella won the match. And then they kind of
They just ended it.
Yeah,
They're like, okay, well, if he says it ended, I guess. Because all hell's fuck the Notion Wonder.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of talk about this on the IWC, and just kind of the casual crowd as well. Like, a lot of people were very upset about it. You're going to make a women's Money in the Bank match, have it be the history, and then have it won not only by buttfuckery, but by buttfuckery of a man hating somebody and winning.
Well, that just takes away the empowerment of their whole movement.
Yeah. I wouldn't... Go ahead.
I'm going to defend the Ellsworth thing there because one of the long-standing rumors that has been going around is a future match between Ellsworth and Becky Lynch. And immediately after that match, if you follow Becky Lynch's Twitter feed, she very clearly called out Ellsworth to a fight.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like within minutes after the match ended.
Yeah, and it's not that much of a surprise that Ellsworth and Becky were involved, and if you're going to do some booking in the future with that, then go for it. The only problem with that is if you're going to do an intergender match, Ellsworth has to hit a little bit of offense, right?
Well, yeah.
I think a little bit, yeah, but I mean, he's just going to get dominated.
Yeah, no, she's gonna rip his arm off.
So, I want to point out that I've been watching Lucha Underground lately, and there's a lot of Ring of Honor and a lot of New Japan where intergender matches are very regular.
Okay.
This could be...
Yeah, I mean, Sexy Star was the main title holder.
Right.
No, she didn't have the main title, did she?
Yeah,
she had it for all of a day, and then Johnny Mundo grabbed that from her.
Yeah, and then she also had the Gift of the Gods Championship at one point as well.
So I wouldn't be surprised if the E was moving towards that style of programming, very slowly. They're trying to ease their audience into it.
It still doesn't mesh with your PG rating that you want, and you could do it with a PG-13. You know, you can't do it a lot. It's still, anytime I watch, I love Lucha, but anytime I watch the intergender matches, they're still kind of cringy to sit through.
Yeah, I can see that.
And as long as you don't have a good housekeeping match again, like, I think you're pretty good. For those of you that don't know what a good housekeeping...
Oh.
Wow, Josh just died there.
He immediately cut out. Wow.
Yeah, he got murdered by Vince McMahon for talking bad about this match.
For those of you who don't know what this match is, boom.
This is a WWE only podcast, apparently. We can't talk about anything else.
Nothing else whatsoever.
We need to be really careful.
Sorry, guys, I disconnected there. Let's start again there.
Oh my god, he's still alive. No, you can go. Like, I want to keep that in.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
All right, so we're back. So, anyways, the Good Housekeeping match, the one rule of the match was that it was a hardcore match, but the only things that could be used were household items.
Oh, this
like
was...
you can hit each other with like a mop and like a sink. Yeah, this is like in the heart of the. This was Jeff Jarrett's last night. It's actually the reason why he'll never be in the Hall of Fame.
Jarrett versus China for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, and he held her up. He held Vince up for $64,000 to make this one appearance, and said that he was going to dump the Intercontinental title in the trash had he gone over to WCW with it.
Oh wow!
Did he pull $17,000 out of Dean Ambrose's ass though?
He might have. He might have. But yeah, it's a really awkward match, and I feel like as long as you don't do a good housekeeping match, like you're good to do intergender programming.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Well, and like you can have a good match between Becky Lynch and James Ellsworth.
Totally.
Like James Ellsworth, I'm kind of an Ellsworth mark. I know I'm the black sheep here. Sorry.
I don't dislike Ellsworth.
I don't dislike him either. I think Josie is the only one who like has an adamant hatred for James Ellsworth.
So Josie's the African American.
Yeah, loathing entirely for Ellsworth.
So going back to the match itself, it was really well paced. I felt you definitely had kind of a 3-part where one person dominated, then another person, and it made Tamino look very strong. Near the beginning of the match. What are your thoughts on that?
I have to agree. Like everything, the pacing, the spots were really good. There were a couple of missed spots that they quickly covered up, and other than that, it was a good match. Except for the ending, I'm not a fan of the ending.
Yeah, and I mean, almost everybody's going to be. They're going to be on one side of that ending or not. I think it was a very good ending. Gives Ellsworth and Carmella massive heat. I do see the points of a lot of people saying that it's one of those things that just like ruined the whole moment of a women's Money in the Bank ladder match being the first one.
That was second women's Money in the Bank material.
Yeah, like you can definitely do that on a second one.
Yeah.
Like I knew the match was going to end with some fuckery thanks to Ellsworth. But it could have gone a completely different way that would have been better.
Like, don't have him climb the ladder and
he could have put
off.
Yeah, he could have like helped Carmella get up there, put her on her shoulders, something.
Could he have put her on his shoulders? Like,
I don't think he could lift anything.
Come on, it's Ellsworth we're talking. Like, he's got little baby arms.
Or like wait till Carmella's getting up there with someone else and like pull the other person down or something. That would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
This is the first time in a very long time that I could say they're actually doing something decent with Ellsworth.
Well, the whole Carmella plus Ellsworth angle has been pretty interesting from the beginning. Like,
I'm so ready for Cass to throw a beating on him.
Well, yeah, I super dislike Carmella.
Well, if we have like a superstar shakeup and they move to the same brand as Ellsworth, yeah, you'll probably end up having that happen.
That might actually be what their goal is. They turn Cass heel so they can pair him with Carmella.
But the counter argument towards the whole everyone thinking that it wasn't like an empowering thing for your female stars, and I'm probably completely wrong, and I'm probably the last person that probably should be saying whether it was or wasn't, but it feels like the entire time with Carmella that she is using Ellsworth for her own gains, and it's that in an extent is very empowering. Like, she definitely
instead of a man using a woman, like the Miz using Maurice, we have a woman taking advantage of a man,
and she's been doing that, and she's completely using Ellsworth with this, and there's their whole I dare call it relationship thing could end in that, where if when they redo it here, spoilers as to things to come, and Ellsworth cheats again with that, like, it very much could be that she just used him for that. The next week you have Cash show up and kick his head off, and then you're done with that pairing.
Yeah,
you know what? That could actually lead to another really good storyline for it, where it's revealed that she's actually using Ellsworth, but Ellsworth, he's already got like this huge ego, and he thinks he's way better than he actually is, and he dumps Carmella.
I don't know. He had a WWE Championship match where he didn't it wasn't a bad match.
He also won that match.
Yeah.
I was there for that match. He won it.
He won it twice.
It was by disqualification when he won it for the title match. But
Right, but that means he has a win over AJ Styles, which is
He has 2 wins over AJ Styles.
yeah, like that's
I think
he
it's
has
3 wins.
Yeah, he has 3.
It's 3 wins.
He has
3
one
clean
where,
wins.
they are far from clean. One was a
They're
win
mostly
where,
Dean Ambrose.
yeah, one was where Dean Ambrose was a special guest referee, and he was hit by the Dirty Deeds, and then Dean threw him on top for a quick 3 count. Then there was the DQ win, and then there was the ladder match so that Ellsworth.
Oh yeah.
yep.
I still hate how they did that.
So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the next match. We had the New Day
Please.
versus the Uggos for the tag team championships.
I hated this match.
Finish in no contest, by the way.
I hated the ending.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good match up until the ending.
The ending
Yeah.
was bad enough to make me hate the entirety of the match. First off, the Usos should not have been in that match at all. There is no reason they still have the belts after burying Breezango.
Yeah.
Those belts should have moved months ago.
Backlash.
Yeah,
They should have moved to Backlash.
I agree, and I don't. I don't think don't get me wrong. Everyone here, we all love Breezango, but having the titles change in a gimmick match like that just doesn't feel right. It almost kind of like cheapens and lessens the prestige of the titles, because if you can win the titles when you're just joking around, it's kind of I take a little bit of issue with that.
It does cheapen the championship just a little bit. I can understand where you're coming from.
I can understand that.
And Johnny's back.
Yep.
Josh, what do you think? Did that I was making the case that we all love Breezango, but having them win the titles in kind of a comedy match lessens the prestige of the tag team titles. And when you just introduce those this year, it's definitely not a thing you want to do. You can have them lose.
I mean, it's
that
still
match, but
better than having him disappear for 6 months. So
what disappeared?
that fruit roll up, whatever. What's the belt called?
He was
I
gone for
thought Kevin
2
Owens
months.
retired that championship.
He did.
I'm pretty sure that once Goldberg won it, he just went back home with it. That was it. That was the last time I saw it.
That's fair.
Oh, and Josh is gone again.
Yep. Mostly when it came to the tag match between the New Day and the Usos, I thought it was a good match. Like it had the humor, it had the spots. I just hate how they gave it the ending of like an everyday normal Tuesday SmackDown.
Yeah. Can we talk about, though, that fantastic trust fall dive that Kofi Kingston hit?
That was an amazing trust fall.
It was beautiful.
You see him kind of go a little bit of shake and then just completely stiff, and it just perfect landing. It was great.
When you watch
It was amazing.
When you watch the slow motion, all you see is just like an ass jiggle, and then he's just still for the entire fall.
Yep.
And that was pretty much what set off the ending, right? Like he hit that,
And
they
they
were
were-
back in the ring, and then the Usos just kind of left.
Yeah.
And then that was it. And it left people scratching their heads.
We were talking about the trust fall dive, Josh.
Yeah. So little do the listeners know, my Wi-Fi tonight is booty. I believe is the technical term.
Ah,
That's such a good technical term.
They
So-
didn't have their bootios for breakfast.
So yeah, finish aside, it wasn't a bad match. It was still a 12-minute match. Like it was
no,
one of the longer matches of the card. It just kind of had that booty finish that no one was really a fan of.
But I mean, we can
Yeah.
talk about how bad the finish was all night, but it kind of... Do you remember what I said last episode, where I said that this match will end in buttfuckery?
No,
Yeah.
I definitely remember you saying that.
Yeah, and I'm just going to say that even though I was the lowest scoring member of the show...
again. Sorry, I need some
Yep.
water.
I was the lowest scoring member of our little championship match. Even though I called that one like a mile in advance. Because there's no way...
Chris is bad at picks.
Then you should have put like count out or DQ on your card, and then
I should have
had a lot more points.
Look, buttfuckery could mean anything.
Instead, our only fan that sent in a scorecard still outscored you.
Chris lost to the non-podcast person.
Ouch.
But I mean, another thing that like does work for this is it makes the Usos continue to have the titles to where you can drop them in like a triple threat match with the Usos, New Day, and Breezango, but then also makes it to where, you know, the New Day still comes out strong because like they were clearly going to win the match by that point, but they didn't because of the buttfuckery.
Yeah.
Yeah, total buttfuckery.
I do got to say, though, even though I didn't like the ending, at the same time, kind of glad it happened because I don't think I would have wanted the New Day to just like show up on on SmackDown, and then boom, here's your tag titles. There you go.
Yeah, just like
kind of like the Hardys did with the Raw titles.
Yeah, exactly.
So we want to jump into Naomi versus Lana for the women's title.
I think Josh might have one more thing to say about the tag team match.
The New Day, frankly, don't need those titles at all.
No.
Legacy's there already. They're still over. You're going to get that reaction regardless of if those belts are on the New Day or if they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Larger scale issue is like, yeah, they don't need them, but when somebody finally does win those titles, what has more prestige? Beating the Usos or beating the New Day? Like, if Ascension out of nowhere win those titles and beat the New Day, they're mega stars. They just beat the New Day.
Yep.
Yeah. So Naomi versus Lana. Naomi wins by submission, due in part to a distraction by a fake out cash in by Carmella.
Which I thought we were going to get an actual cash in tonight because right before this match, that's when Daniel Bryan tweeted, I'm going to fix the problem on SmackDown this week. So I thought Carmella was going to be like, can't fix the problem if I've already cashed in.
Yeah, I definitely expected that to happen. I'm kind of surprised that it didn't, especially with, sending out the tweet the way they did. Especially, like, not only because they sent out the tweet, but they, like, acknowledged that the tweet was sent out on the show. Like, right before this match, like, they were like, all right, Daniel Bryan is saying this on Twitter.
Yep.
And they did it with Shane later as well, and it just seemed weird that she didn't, but I don't think she would have beaten Naomi regardless. I mean,
she could have pinned Lana. She could have pulled a Seth Rollins and just inserted herself into the match and pinned Lana.
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool, actually.
Oh, yeah, that would
have been nice.
We would have had an actual match, like they could mask their poor booking decision with a Money in the Bank.
Yeah. Here's the thing that I like. The biggest thing that I had against this match is why has Rusev not shown back up yet?
Right?
He's been going to Nashville Predator games. That's a real thing. He's a huge Predator fan.
Well, his team lost the Stanley Cup, much to the behest of like my sanity, as one of my least favorite hockey teams won the Stanley Cup this year.
Oh, off dirty means Crosby's a fuck Schittsburg in every part of that town. I'm gonna get like real heel heat in the city of Schittsburg right now. You guys are a fucking armpit.
Well, you do know that Pittsburgh is literally the city equivalent of getting slapped in the face.
Nah, they're not just an armpit, dude. They're like a herpes sore. You're about as useful as a herpes sore.
The only good thing that came out of Pittsburgh was Kurt Angle.
Yeah, but they booed Kurt Angle when he was there. He's an Olympic hero, goddammit.
Right? Kurt Angle's the only good thing to come out of Pittsburgh, and they constantly tell him he sucks.
If I recall...
Oh, we lost him.
What did he recall? I can't... Johnny, come back, man. Come back, Johnny. Finish your sentence.
The entire city of Pittsburgh just killed Josh.
Oh my god.
Oh no! First Vince McMahon, and then the entire city of Pittsburgh.
You know what? Bringing up Rusev, it does give me an idea. What if they're saving Rusev and him and Lotta can have the feud with Mike and Maria about like who's the perfect couple?
No.
Oh my god! I am so happy she's back because and it's purely like her promo work has definitely gotten better since she went to Japan and came back, but just the visuals there are wonderful. And
their new song.
Oh my god!
They got a new song too. That's great.
I've had that stupid ass '80s power jam stuck in my head since that moment right there. It's so dumb and catchy.
Josh, I'm glad to see that you dodged the Pittsburgh Hit Squad.
Oh no, dude! Want me to finish cutting this promo on stupid ass Schittsburg?
No, please, by all means, go ahead.
I'm afraid that you're going to cut out again because Pittsburgh's just going to put another hit out on you.
Yep, they just killed his ISP.
Well, I mean, they would fail at it because they're shitty at everything for living in that fucking town. And as Kurt Angle said, yeah, he.
Oh, there.
They got him. They got him.
Oh,
My
no.
Wi-Fi is being the Pittsburgh of.
Oh my god.
Oh, we can't have this cut out. Like, it has to either be the intro or just.
No, it's staying in. This is staying in. Screw it.
Yeah. No, you know what? Note to self, I'm not going to Pittsburgh for a while.
Apparently, you just shouldn't talk crap about Pittsburgh, or you're just going to get DDoS.
Oh, Jesus.
Josh getting 187.
There's going to be one guy in Pittsburgh listening to this. He's like, fuck these guys, fuck these guys, fuck these guys.
He already got him.
Yep. He just
Why are you
knew.
doing this? Okay, so Schittsburg, your town's a fucking herpes store.
Oh.
Eat. Your biggest stars are somebody who straight up raped a girl.
Ouch. Oh my god.
Oh my god, this is wonderful.
The greatest character in this podcast today is Josh's
back.
crappy internet.
Your second biggest star is supposed to be the top stars in hockey, but he always like suckers somebody. He sucker punches people. He trips him with a stick. Hell, in game fucking 5, homeboy held a guy's head down to the ice and then smashed it into there twice. Got a minor for it. That the guy who he smashed the head in, or his head into the ground, also got a minor for punching him back for that shit. And then threw water bottles later because somebody didn't go to the penalty box for something. So also a little bitch. Your baseball team hasn't done shit in who the fuck knows how long because they're always a turd. Must be because they're from such a fucking herpes sore.
What about their basketball team? Or do they even?
No, you don't even have a basketball team. You're in
Oh my
nothing
God.
town. You're
What
in
about their
nothing
football?
town.
What about their football team? How do you feel about that?
With fake ass Will I Am and all of those other shitbags.
Including the rapists?
You guys do know that the terrible towels are made at a tap-on factory, right?
Are they really?
They make that shit at a tampon factory. You guys are twirling tampons every time you're doing that. It looks stupid. Not to mention all your shit's piss yellow, which I guess is great.
And their Bumblebee uniforms?
Nope, he's gone.
All right. Before Josh gets back, we should probably move into the wonderful championship match that I thought was very good. I know Chris is dead inside because Jinder Mahal still is champion, but I thought this match was done very well, and here's why. So Randy ultimately lost this match because he couldn't control his temper after the Singh brothers laid their hands on his dad. Right before this pay-per-view, we watched Money in the Bank from 2011, and in a very similar light, Randy Orton lost the World Heavyweight Championship to Christian because he couldn't control his temper and ended up just racking Christian in the balls and getting himself DQ'd. But of course, the stipulation was that if he got DQ'd, he would lose the title. I don't know if they were intentionally calling back to just the fact that Randy Orton has a very short temper or not, but it worked very well in my opinion.
Well, it's because that's Randy's character. That's his whole gimmick, is that he's just a jerk who can't control his anger.
Yeah. It was very good to bring back the whole dad thing and using his dad as an angle for the anger, and
it makes him look like
a
good guy rather than just a jerk who lost his temper and kicked Christian in the balls.
Yeah, here's the deal though. Like, you had Cowboy Bob Orton sitting right next to Ric Flair, right?
Yeah.
Part of me wanted like Ric Flair to have like one or two more beers in him and just realize, oh shit, this isn't a shoot, or a work, and then just like think it's a shoot and start beating the shit out of those guys, and then breaking his other hand.
I mean, the Singh brothers needed to wear a Golden State Warriors jersey to do that.
He's back.
Oh yeah, that would have definitely enticed Ric Flair. Also, is it interesting that they didn't like show Ric Flair during the Money in the Bank match, but they did during Randy's match? I did think that was a little bit interesting.
And Josh is gone again.
Yep.
So yeah, the pacing of the match was good. I very much enjoyed the kick out. Well, not the kick out. The foot on the ropes after the RKO by the Singh brothers, because
the Singh brothers had nothing to do with that. Jinder put his own foot there.
It's true.
Seeing things.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I fully expected him to kick out because he was very far from the end of the ropes, but apparently Jinder Mahal is just that tall and has that much leg that
he's got some lanky legs.
Yeah,
I mean, Brown JBL is way better than you think he is, guys.
I can't believe you.
No, I totally agree. Like, Jinder has actually grown on me.
I have nothing but enemies on this show.
Oh, come on, man.
We're the city of Pittsburgh to your Josh.
Don't say that. They'll come after me next.
Oh, never mind.
He's gone.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, this was a good match. It was decently long too. It was the second longest match on the card, as it should have been. You could even argue that it should have been the longest match. It was definitely well paced. The Colossus finish, of course. I do enjoy that move. I think that he should have a submission, and why not give him the figure four and then have it be the Indian Deathlock? We even talked about this while watching it. Giving Mahal the Indian Deathlock as a submission finisher is fantastic. Yeah, so what are your guys' thoughts on the
check.
Nope. Oh.
He's back.
Dude, this Wi-Fi is killing me tonight. It's so bad. Like, it's almost as bad as just ripping off the entirety of Another Star's booking for your new champion. Down to the white limo.
So yeah, those are my thoughts on the championship match. What is your guys' thoughts, Josie?
Honestly, I think it was a little short for my taste. It could have gone on even just like 5 more minutes. Would have been fine for me. I did enjoy the ending. I really enjoyed the Singh Bros not putting Jinder's foot on the rope, and also starting some heat with the veteran superstars. That was really good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, the Singh brothers have just been getting destroyed these past matches.
They have. Like, I don't know why, but who just told Randy Orton just to throw them around? Like, was it his idea? Was the storytellers their idea?
I kind of
completely ragdoll the.
Nope, man.
Yeah, you are.
You're here.
I legitimately love watching those two get beat down. Like, it's J&J level security levels of fun just watching them.
Yeah,
like, get murdered on a nightly basis. And I hopefully whoever faces Jinder Mahal next, hopefully not Randy Orton. I'm done with this feud. I feel like we're all done with it.
Yep, it's done and over with.
Whoever
Just move on.
I mean, it could be even like I want to see Baron Corbin like end of days one of them into the other one.
That'd be really good.
You know, and I just want to see him get beat down by everybody. I mean, it's super enjoyable watching those two get ragdolled, and the entire time Jinder Mahal has been putting in all the work that he needs to kind of legitimize a terrible booking decision to begin with.
Yeah, and I haven't honestly had a problem with his championship run. I'm glad that they didn't make it a one and done. I really don't like the one and done championships, the one hit wonder. I want it and then immediately drop it the next week and then just completely forget about me.
Oh, like Zack Ryder.
Yeah, it's just a really bad way to book a champion. It makes your champion really, really weak.
I just thought of something that I think might actually be really awesome if they pull it off correctly.
What's that?
So having Jinder as the current champion, and every time Baron goes in to cash in the Money in the Bank, Jinder just like completely, puts him off. He's like, no, you're not even worth my time. Don't even try this. And then just ignores Baron cashing in Money in the Bank.
I mean, Baron's not the Maharaja.
Exactly. He's like, you're not good enough for me. Why are you wasting my time? And then just like completely ignores him.
Now the big rumor going into, I don't even know what their next pay-per-view is called. We're just going to call it the SmackDown Ball Show.
I think it's Battle Balls.
Yeah, it's Battle Balls.
No, it's Battle Balls. All right, so we're going into Battle Balls. And it will be... I've heard buzzing right now that they're going to do Punjabi Prison 3.
Oh
no. Sorry.
Yeah, but in the defense of that match, I mean, the last two that they've had have had just giant lugging superstars and like Big Show and Khali, and maybe that match will be a little bit better with somebody a little bit more athletic.
I mean, one of them had Batista too.
Batista's still kind of a giant Hulk that moves around, and I don't think that's what that match needs. Yeah, it's a really dumb idea for a match. It's even dumber that the rumored opponent is Randy Orton. Like, yeah, it's a double dose of bad, but I'm curious to see if that match is bearable with somebody who moves a little bit quicker.
Maybe.
I mean, it's like a steel cage match, but you have like 3 cages you have to escape, right?
I don't know the exact rules. I think there are some gates that are only open for some amount of time. Like, at some point in time, you've got to choke slam a cobra.
All right, let's look it up on the
there's a
cellular.
dance number somewhere. Other than that, I don't know the exacts of all of that.
Hang on one second.
Oh,
guys.
Lord.
Okay, Google.
We're asking
Punjabi
Google
prison
now
match.
for the rules. No, but I hope they don't do that. The feud has been good for now, and Jinder Mahal is killing it with what he needs to do. Don't get me wrong. There are better stars to be the...
Oh, he's
God
out.
damn it, you pissed off Jinder.
Yeah, Josh is just making so many enemies today.
So many.
All right, so let's see here. Let's try to find a rule here.
Am I back?
Yeah.
You're back.
I'm back, everybody. But
I was expecting him to cut out again immediately.
yeah.
Josh is back and better than ever.
Jinder Mahal is a decent choice for the evil foreign guy, the look at me, my passport looks different villain.
Yeah.
I mean, Rusev could have been a better choice, but Vince isn't trying to sell t-shirts in Bulgaria.
True.
It's true.
And if you look at it, if you ever see like the promos that he is cutting in Hindu, and they're being aired exclusively in India right now, with any of the transcripts, he is the biggest babyface they could ever have. Like, he's like Hulk Hogan in his prime level babyface right now in that country.
Okay, so I have the rules for the Punjabi prison match.
Oh, God.
Okay, so it's 2 cages. The first is 4-sided and 16 feet tall. And that goes around the ring. The second has 8 sides and stands 20 feet tall. The object is to escape both cages. Both sides of the cage, the first cage, has 2 doors, or both sides have a 4x4 door, 4 foot by 4 foot, and a wrestler can call for the referee to open a door. Hang on. Can call for the referee to open a door, and if they do, the door can only remain open for 60 seconds. After that, it has to be closed and padlocked. The outer cage looks like it has 4 doors.
They're only on the interior cage. If
Oh,
I
they are?
recall.
Hang on a second.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because the outer cage you have to climb. You have to touch, and both feet have to. It's like a super advanced cage match.
This just sounds needlessly complicated.
Well,
It really does.
It was needlessly complicated the first 2 times we got it.
I mean, the other problem is you have probably one of the weakest giants that the WWE's ever had. Like, don't get me wrong, the Great Khali has his strengths, but as like an entirety, he is just god awful in the ring.
Josh, you're back?
Vaguely, I might be.
I hope so.
So, you know, you might, like, Jinder Mahal is definitely a better wrestler than the Great Khali. So you have at least one person on the one end that's going to be the better person. You could argue that Randy is better than Batista. Some people would argue against that, but I don't think that it's a bad thing to say.
I really hope Randy doesn't come out with number 14 at the end of this. It would just make this feel like the world's
I feel like they're trying
biggest
to push.
waste of time.
So here's
Yeah.
like John Cena is at 15, Randy Orton's at 14. If we give Randy Orton, or sorry, at 13. If we give Randy Orton 14 and 15 before WrestleMania this coming year, their plans are probably to have Randy Orton versus John Cena for a vacated championship at WrestleMania for the 16th title reign.
Ew.
That would definitely be an interesting thing to do. I don't think we're at WrestleMania 34, right?
Yeah.
Chris, correction. John Cena is at 16.
Oh,
He's
okay.
tied.
Yeah. So
And they're not going to put number 17 at Battleground.
No, I was thinking
or-
WrestleMania.
Yeah, no, it's a WrestleMania or bust type thing. So yeah, I really hope they're not giving that back to Randy. I mean, it's a bad move, and it just certifies that like the only reason you did this was to sell.
And the other thing too is that if you're gonna do it, WrestleMania 34 seems like the incorrect number. You should do it at a more like special anniversary. Like a 35 is fine. Like increments of 5. Like obviously 40 would be the best, but there's no way they're gonna hold off for 6 years. Holding off for like a year is definitely something I could see them doing, and then having the
sounds great, actually.
yeah, like it's your 35th anniversary of WrestleMania. Well, 35th WrestleMania. But everyone knows that they can't do that correctly because they called the 30th anniversary on the 30th WrestleMania. But yeah, I think it's definitely a good way to do it is hold off until for a year. That gives you a chance to put 2 more title reign, or you need 3 more title reigns on Randy, right?
Yep.
Correct. And
You
this
put
year's
3 more
not
title. Yeah, you're not going to hit 3 by then. You could potentially do it, but it's not correct. I think if you're going to do WrestleMania with your current roster, you need to have AJ Shinsuke in the main event.
which doesn't need a title in it at all.
Putting a title on it does make it a little more special, and like that's something that Vince is definitely going to recognize. But you're right. You don't need it there.
No, I mean they're fighting for the joy of fighting, really, and
You got to remember that Vince also put a title between a match that was already going to sell tickets anyway, the Brock Lesnar and Goldberg match.
Well, yeah, because like I said, like a match doesn't need a title to feel special, but Vince feels that putting his baby, the the WWE title as the main event for that is going to be the most tickets. And whether or not you have AJ win the Rumble, you have Shinsuke win the Rumble, dear God, I will quit watching wrestling if they do the other way around and have Roman win the Rumble.
What if Baron Corbin wins the Rumble?
I would quit watching wrestling.
I don't have a problem with Baron Corbin. Chris is the one with the problem with Baron Corbin. I actually think I have a little bit of issues with Corbin, but I think Corbin is pretty good. He needs to get rid of his hairline, but he's been really good.
Dislike that he legitimately is living the gimmick. Like, that character is not a character. That is actually that human being.
You think so?
Yeah.
I was listening to Stone Cold's podcast this morning, and one of the things that he was saying is that when you have a gimmick that works, it's generally going to be who you are as a person, because that's how you act as a person. That's why Enzo's character is so great, because that's how Enzo is as a person. He's not like leaving and then talking with a British accent later on that day. That's how he talks. That's kind of just how he is as a person. And you go outside and you're just talking like you normally would.
That is how Baron Corbin is as well. I mean, there's a reason why he was cut so quickly from 2 NFL teams and why he's had all these issues. He's that kind of guy that he's there for a paycheck, and that's exactly what that character is. He's not going to be doing these fancy matches, and he's not going to be doing all this stuff. He's there to beat people up and go home.
Yep.
Get a paycheck while he's there, and he's going to have a bad attitude about it. Like, yeah, he could do some sit-ups and lose that weird-looking stomach that he has, which is really fucking weird-looking. And but that's not him. He's not going to be pulling that. Yeah, he's going to... Even character-wise, he's a guy who's going to get into a fight in an alley to prep instead of going to the gym and hitting the weights, you know?
Yeah.
True.
Maybe that's just why I hate him so much.
It's because he's living the gimmick, and the gimmick is not
Just an
being
asshole.
the guy who's going to pull the extra. Yeah, an asshole who's not going to pull the extra stuff you need to do. He's not going to cut a bunch of weight, get vascular as fuck, and then like get a 12-pack like Jinder Mahal did. You know?
Yeah.
He's going to drink a 12-pack, maybe punch a guy in the face, and
get a shiner at the bar.
Oh, he had makeup on this week.
Yeah, did you see that shiner he was sporting during the Money in the Bank match?
Yeah.
We should post it on the Facebook page for the people to see.
Yeah.
He
we've been
definitely
talking
got in a
for
fight in a
quite a
bar.
bit about this match. We should probably jump into the rest because we still have 2 more matches to cover for the card. So after the WWE title match,
We had Fashion Vice.
We had Fashion Vice. They are slowly making their way through all of the 80s cop sitcoms.
Which I love.
I'm
so
still
beautiful.
cracking up about the blue steel picture of their old cage.
Yeah, right?
That was so funny that they went with that. And
I also very much enjoyed that, like, they had Dusty Rhodes in one of his very eccentric costumes as just, like, Fashion God was written below that. So they had a videotape, 2 people in masks saying that they are the ones who trashed the office, come down to the ring, and then we'll have a match. They go down to the ring, and then out come the Ascension. One of the biggest problems I had with this, and it was said during Steven Larson's podcast, and I definitely agree with it. The problem is that the Ascension came down and just said nothing. They just immediately went into the match. Like, if you're going to be the ones to trash the office, definitely, like, you should be able to say something. It just felt lazy. Like,
it's all a clever ruse that they're doing this. We all know it's Rikishi.
Well, like
that is true.
there
But
was
he
no
did it for the
payoff. There was no payoff.
No.
Yeah, and like, you don't even need to have them have a mic come down with a mic. You could just have them talking to the camera, so at least the people watching at home get it, because those camera mics do pick it up.
Oh yeah, they pick up spots too when they're setting up spots.
We know what that match really was for. It had 2 very important purposes, which is to create a buffer between your world title match and your actual main event. And then it also was kind of there to gauge a crowd reaction to Breezango to see if in the future, hey, do we want to put the belts on these guys? Do we want to keep pushing these guys? And
the crowd reaction from Breezango is always great. I think the gauge was more for the Ascension.
Oh, yeah, and they just got their first T-shirt this week. It looks fantastic.
Oh, wait, are we all buying that T-shirt?
I mean, I'm
probably gonna get it.
Let me see how my paycheck
Ascension.
looks.
Let's just put it that way.
Is it the Breezango shirt or is it the Ascension?
I want the Breezango shirt myself.
I'm pretty sure Josh is referring to the Ascension.
He is, but I want the Breezango shirt.
Yeah, I mean,
have no love for the Ascension at all.
There is a Day One is H T-shirt that we should buy.
I don't know, guys.
Does it come with a hood? Because that's what I really want out of it. Because the ones that they were wearing with the hood on them were just wonderful.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's cutout number 8.
So someone's got a hard on for you.
Who, me?
For who?
You. Josh.
All these cutouts?
Yeah, someone's trying to keep you from talking.
Well, that's probably true.
It's time to start an investigation.
I don't want to
Lord.
dress like a stripper, guys. We can't investigate this. We can't.
It was Casey the whole time.
I'm looking at the shirts, and it looks like there's just a Fashion Police one. So you were talking about that, right, Josh?
Yeah, and
Day One is
what-
H.
so a little bit of actually how WWE determines a lot of their stuff. Their biggest way of gauging their wrestlers, and if you ever want to really push for one of them, it's through not only crowd reaction but more so merch sales. And so a lot of the times, people want to bitch about why Roman Reigns is at the top of the card, but last year Roman Reigns had 3 of the 10 top selling items on the entire WWE store, both male and female. He had the top 2 selling items on the for women, and then had a couple in the top 10 for men as well.
Well, Breezango will easily be your top team very soon. That
Correct,
shirt
and
is going to sell.
they're your future DX there. I mean, they're your comedic act that's going to do what they need to do with that. And you do have 2 pretty highly seen wrestlers there. I mean, Jushin Thunder Liger has fought one person in a WWE ring, and that's Tyler Breeze. And Fandango has a WrestleMania win over Chris Jericho, and that still means something.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Not even AJ Styles has that.
Exactly.
And so they are 2 very talented stars that have very good comedic chops right now. I would like to see the Ascension maybe do something. That is your longest reigning NXT Tag Team Champions to this day.
Yeah.
And their run, they were so dominant. And anytime they go down to Full Sail, they still get a huge crowd reaction. The problem is that those characters, which are just supposed to be 2 massive forces that just destroy everybody, kind of what Authors of Pain is right now. They have to destroy people, and sadly, since they came up, I mean, they got buried by the New Age Outlaws.
Yeah, and I remember the show that I went to, they were one of the dark matches, and they just got destroyed by American Alpha. They hit maybe a little bit of offense, but American Alpha just beat the crap out of them. And granted, this was right before American Alpha became the tag champs, but still,
and it's been that way for a while, and it will forever be over in Full Sail. I mean, if you get tired of them on the main roster, throw them back down in NXT, and you have the biggest team in NXT right now.
Yeah. So moving on, let's go to the main event match. Of course, the Money in the Bank match. The Face of America, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, Dolph Ziggler, Shinsuke Nakamura, and your eventual Mr. Money in the Bank, Baron Corbin.
I want to start this. You shut up. I want to start this by
First thing
saying.
I said in 15 minutes, and he tells me to shut up.
Sorry.
Baron Corbin did some of his best character work with this match. I mean, him coming and destroying Shinsuke before the match even began was great character work. It's going to get him some solid heat. And that's what you want with that guy. You want a bad guy carrying that briefcase around that nobody wants to see cash that in.
And to be honest, with the way that match started, with him attacking Shinsuke, it almost made me feel like Shinsuke was going to win, much in the same light that Stone Cold and Vince finished that Royal Rumble, or Roman Reigns won the Rumble, because, you know, you're out as much of the match as they were. Generally, you think that person's winning because they've just been out for that long and they're that protected in the match.
It was, as a whole, it was a really quality match. It's probably the best Money in the Bank they've had in the last couple of years, which is pretty wonderful and has a lot to do with your competitors. Even Baron Corbin in that match looked really good.
Yeah. And there were some massive spots. I mean, that sunset flip powerbomb legitimately made me think that Sammy might have broken his leg when Dolph landed on it. And then AJ just falling from the case, just no protection down there. The body control that AJ Styles has is better than the control that I have over anything in my life.
I mean, the floor was TNA, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I don't want to go back.
Oh, man.
It's funny because they're not a real wrestling promotion.
But here's the thing. Who died more in that match? And why was it Kevin Owens?
I mean, Kevin Owens is still dead.
I mean,
Kevin Owens might have been legitimately hurt in that match, and they're kind of working out a little bit of a contingency plan in case he can't go.
With the
open
challenge.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. All of his big spots, just gorgeous.
I mean, when he went through that first table, or not the first table, the ladder. What did I don't remember what Sammy hit on him, but like Sammy hit something on him and just caved that ladder, and then he had the Death Valley Driver by AJ Styles onto the ladder outside the ring, and then just gets murdered by Kinshasa.
Yeah. Ow.
It was bad.
That hurt my jaw.
Yeah, and the crazy part is Kevin Owens came out tonight for a match. Like he gets just destroyed by that and then just comes out and still has a match tonight.
Yep. I guess that's why he gets paid the big bucks. I don't know.
It's because Kevin Owens.
Nope. Oh.
Rip.
No.
Yeah, like the ending was very good, and just like the setup storytelling with AJ and Shinsuke, just like that, like Galair set the ladder aside and just have one of the best stare downs that I've seen in a long time. Like, I legitimately I marked out very heavily for that one. I was very sports entertained.
I'm very sports entertained by this.
Very. It was good.
So, Baron Corbin is Mr. Money in the Bank, much to my... God,
chagrin.
I hate that so much.
Yeah, it was just a bad night for Chris. Jinder Mahal won, and then Baron Corbin wins Money in the Bank. Naomi almost lost her title. That was the only redeeming quality for that pay-per-view for you, right, Chris?
Yeah. My girl kept
He did eat a bunch of ice cream afterwards.
Oh, yeah. Like, immediately after the pay-per-view ends, Chris just goes, I want ice cream.
Chris ate his feelings that night, and it was pretty rough to watch.
It happened. It happened with Backlash too. Like we were dropping Zach off at his place, and I was like, "Can we stop at 7-Eleven?"
You bought ice cream.
I need an ice cream.
Hey guys, that brings us to the a little bit of pointless shilling or shrilling, whatever the term is. We're gonna pander for your money now. So. Zach, what's the Patreon account again?
I believe it is patreon.com/averageguys, where if you subscribe just $1, you get access to the show early, pretty much right after Chris edits it. And as well, you will be able to be part of a new thing that we're starting that we'll go through in just a minute called Listener Voicemail, where you can call into the show, you can tell us your feelings, you can talk about anything you want, and then we'll kind of respond to that. And then there are various other tiers that we do have, including the Schmosby special. As you may have or not know, Josh was not originally part of this podcast team and just kind of became a guest. And if you hit that tier, then you can join us in a live recording and record with us. Also, you can like us on Facebook.com. Our page on Facebook is very simple. All you have to do is go to Facebook.com/AverageGuysPro. Drop us a like, where we'll share all the memes, random fun stuff, and let you know when new content is available on our pages.
Plus, realistically, during the next Backlash or next SmackDown pay-per-view, you will be contributing to helping Chris swallow whatever sadness SmackDown keeps bringing him.
Smackballs is the worst.
I know, buddy. I know. Guys, little did I know, Jimothy is a little bit of a heel.
A little bit.
Wait, what are you talking about, Josh?
Oh,
did
our
you guys
caller,
listen?
Jimothy.
Oh, it was Gabe.
That was
Gabe?
good.
Damn,
Yeah.
that was James. My phone is bad.
Hey guys, this is Gabe from Thinking Outside the Long Box podcast. First of all, thanks Zach for turning me on to the fact that you guys do a fucking wrestling show. That's awesome. Listen to episode 6. Like I kind of want to go back and listen to the first 5 episodes, but I kind of know what you're going to talk about because I watched all that shit too. So I kind of don't because I don't want to relive some of those things. But yeah. So concerning episode 6, the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, like. I'm like 100% on board with you guys. Like there were some really cool things that happened, but overall it was just kind of a, sad trombone version of a pay-per-view. Specifically, like the Bayley Sasha or Alexa Bliss match was just terrible. Like literally painful to watch. And then like the follow-up interview that she does with Corey Graves, not that Monday, but the Monday afterwards, which I'm sure you'll talk about a little bit on episode 7. Was like just as cringeworthy. Like, please, for the love of God, stop letting Bayley do promos. Like, she's the worst at it. Just stop letting her talk. And like, if you're building some romance between her and Corey Graves, just fucking slap me unconscious because I hate that shit. But the other thing that I wanted to say is listening to every time Elias Sampson comes out and like does his like sing-song bullshit. Listening to Corey Graves' commentary is the only thing that makes those segments tolerable. Like, when he comes on stage, everybody in my family that's watching Raw with us audibly groans. Like, just stop, Elias Sampson. Like, the bit sucked in NXT, it fucking sucks in Raw. Like, it's not even like I hate it in the way that you're supposed to hate it. Like, The Miz is fantastic and absolutely my favorite wrestler because he's so, like, perfectly dastardly, like, in the every sense of, like, the 50s villain word. But, like, I hate Elias Sampson because his bit is stupid and he can't sing and, like, he's really not even that great of a wrestler and it's just fucking awful to watch from top to bottom every single time he's on stage. Anyway, thanks for letting me ramble into your voicemail box for a little bit. Keep up the good work, guys. I absolutely love the show, and I'll keep listening. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
It looks like our caller is Dick riding the Miz, much like Josh does.
Yeah, see, he also likes the taste of the Mrs. Dick.
So much.
Did you not listen to it?
I mean, the Miz has a pretty fantastic knob, just like everything attached to that human being.
But yeah, thanks to Gabe for calling in. I think we all kind of agree that that match was probably the worst match of the year, and even got Josie to turn heel by saying pretty much the same thing, that Bayley is shit at promos.
Yes, she is.
She's not good at the promos they're giving her, and they don't get that character at all, and it's really frustrating to see.
It's unhugging believable.
It really is. But
Unbelievable.
you know what? I did like what happened on Raw with Bailey coming out and just cleaning house and like doing that running knee strike on who was it, Nia?
She had everybody. She had all of the heels in that, and then Nia laid her out, but got dropped by two people, which is great because kayfabe right now, like Bailey does not
talk.
Well,
that's what.
Apparently. But, you know what? I like that they did that with her. Like, it feels like she's just like getting frustrated. She's getting tired of this whole thing, and she's finally saying, "Screw it! Time to put on the big girl pants and kick some ass."
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, we can kind of go into Raw at this point.
I have a statement from Mr. ExtraOneUp in the chat here. It says, "Don't forget Twitter and YouTube."
Oh yeah,
Tell them about our Twitter and our tubes.
well, I was gonna do the Twitter at the end.
Oh, okay,
It's more of a better send off. But yeah, don't forget to like us on our new YouTube channel where you can find all of our episodes. Chris, what is that YouTube channel again?
So it doesn't have a link. It's just Average Guys. It's going to be really hard to find unless you use the links on our Facebook page.
Which means go to the Facebook page.
It's all
about the Facebook.
Anyway,
yeah.
So let's move on to...
Yeah, let's kind of go into Raw. Unfortunately, I missed most of Raw. I fell asleep right before Raw started and did not wake up until midway through it, and then my stream
Do we just want to
completely
talk
cut
about
out.
what we thought worked and what didn't work?
Yeah, we can go ahead and do that. I'm gonna pull up a recap real quick and just kind of see what it is. Yeah, so Roman started off Raw, basically saying that he is going to be the number one contender at SummerSlam. He doesn't give a shit what anybody else says because it's his yard.
Yep, it's just going to happen.
What a bold piece of shit.
Well, I mean, it is his yard now. He peed on every corner. And if I know anything, it's dog culture. And while The Undertaker has very pungent urine, which is why he held that yard for so long.
That he did.
Roman pissed all over everything and scared The Undertaker off. He's been peeing in that yard for like 2 months now. It's his.
Well, according to The Undertaker's daughter, I don't know if you guys saw this, what he should have done to beat Roman was to just punch him and then hold him down with his strong muscles. And then if he tried to get out, just hold him down even more. So,
well, I mean, that's true.
That
checks out.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Michelle McCool posted a photo to her Instagram, basically saying that that's what she said when she watched her dad retire. Yeah, it was kind of adorable, but at the same time, it's just like, well, if only it was that easy. So one thing that could be good about this, you know, I don't really want to see Brock versus Roman.
No, not at all.
But
I would like to see it before WrestleMania, so we could just be done with this mess.
Yeah, that's
put it
what
at
I was
SummerSlam.
thinking. Like, what we, since it's
Survivor
kind of
series.
Well, here's the thing.
Hell
It's
in a
been
Cell?
No, it has to be at a big 4 pay-per-view. Is the thing.
so. What I was saying is, you know, you're building this up. You have Roman come out and say this. Everyone has been talking about how the planned match is going to be the WrestleMania match. So what could be possible is they could say, all right, well, you guys have already fucking spoiled it, so we're just going to move it up and put it at SummerSlam.
I like that.
I'd like to see them pull the trigger a little bit earlier so we could see the Universal title on a more regular basis.
It would be nice.
Well,
yeah.
Just take it away from Brock. Just take it away from Brock with Samoa Joe and just be done with it.
God, if Joe just choked him the fuck out.
It would be amazing.
Can we just have a shoot fight? Can Joe just win in a shoot fight?
I mean, Joe is going to kill him.
Yeah. Joe's going to kill you.
I mean, if their little squabble on Raw last week was any indication of how the match was going to go, I think it's going to be really good. I mean, just when they met up and they started doing their little, I don't know, fight, quote unquote, I guess, it looked really good. They sold the shit out of it. I actually thought it was turning into a real fight for a moment.
I've been a Joe mark for as long as I've been a Styles mark, and you know, seeing Joe with the fruit roll up, I'll be happy. I'll be happy that it's off Lesnar, but I will not.
I'd be happy that we'd see it more often.
I will not be happy that Joe has the fruit roll up and not the actual big belt.
Yeah. So a couple other good things that happened tonight. We're gonna kind of gloss over Raw. The Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe match.
Am I back?
Yes, you are.
You're back.
So Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe had a match, which kind of went in the substandard whatever match. But much to my happiness, guess who's back early from injury? That's right. He's not done with Roman Reigns yet. Braun Strowman is back. He came out in an ambulance, distracted Roman. Roman got locked in the coquina clutch. Joe wins the match, and then Braun comes out, tells him that he told him he wasn't finished with him yet, and at Great Balls of Fire, we're going to have an ambulance match.
Oh.
Those matches are like Punjabi prison bad most of the time.
It's going to be, it's going to be Braun Strowman just picking up an ambulance and beating Roman Reigns over the head with it. That's all
that would be entertaining. I don't think we're going to get that.
We could have a heel turn by the ambulance, and the ambulance could fall on Braun Strowman.
Oh, wow. I don't think I'd see that one.
That's a good question. Who's the face in that match? Is it Roman Reigns?
It's Braun.
Or Braun Strowman?
No, it's Braun.
I mean, according to the E's booking, Roman is the face, but...
I mean, with the ambulance...
The IWC, it's the complete opposite.
Like, the ambulance could just be like... man?
Yep.
You're in.
I heard a snippet of what they were going to do with the ambulance with that heel turn. He was going to give up, or look at Braun Strowman, he goes, you and me, through.
Oh.
Oh.
That brings us to the big story of Monday Night
the
Raw.
The actual main event.
Kurt Angle comes out, and everyone loves him so much, so they have to let him know that he sucks.
You suck.
Then was it Corey Graves that came out now? Oh no. So Enzo and Cass come out. Big Show calls out, Kurt Angle calls out Big Show. He says, no, it wasn't me.
Yeah, after everything we've been through, I don't think I want to be on your show anymore. If you're just going to accuse me of stuff like this. Which tells me I think they might send him over to SmackDown for a little bit.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. So then the Revival, they call the Revival out. The Revival explained that there's no possible way that they do. Kurt Angle agrees and says they have very solid alibis. So then Corey Graves comes out and says that he could be of assistance. Then he said that Big Cass lied about his medical treatment, and then brought it up that he was never injured. And then Corey Graves proves himself to be the best journalist there and shows security footage of Big Cass looking around to see if no one was around, and then basically faking his attack scene. Big Cass then kind of looks a little nervous. Corey Graves said that Big Cass attacked Enzo, and then Big Cass yells, "You're damn right I did."
Yeah.
Basically saying that he is tired of Enzo running his big mouth. Literally brings up the fact that he called out Conor McGregor, and says that the only reason that people don't call him out on his bullshit is he's got Big Cass behind him.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Enzo, actually cries a tear. Cute.
A very real
Kudos for
tear.
Enzo. Yeah, kudos for Enzo for being able to cry on Q.
Can we at least give him a People's Choice Award for that? That was
we'll give him the first ever
acting.
We can give him
a Nickelodeon Choice Award.
No.
Oh man, he's gonna get slimed. Awesome.
We're gonna give him the first ever Average Guys Podcast Award for best actor.
All right,
he is the
that's
best actor.
Big Cass says that him and Enzo are through. Hits him with a big boot. And then yeah, that's how Raw ended.
It was a good way to end it.
This year has been the year
we
of-
also had one other pretty wonderful moment on Raw this week.
what was that?
The forming of the most powerful stable in.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about
Entourage.
this. Yeah, so I think so Bo Dallas I think had a match with Finn Balor. Came out with looking fantastic, looking like goddamn Jesus with that beard. Looking like he wants to join his brother's stable family. But yeah, so he has a match. The Miz comes out or approaches him and Curtis Axel backstage and says, "You guys want to be out there? Like, you can join me." And then later on, there's a segment where the Miz is basically apologizing to Maurice. Dean Ambrose comes out and causes a bunch of things. Maurice gets furious and storms off. And then the two bears attack Dean Ambrose and reveal themselves to be Curtis Axel, or not? Is it Curtis Axel?
Yeah, it's
Curtis
Chris.
Axel. Curtis Axel.
And Bo Dallas. So it looks like we have a new stable of Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, and the Miz.
I mean, Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas were tired of being nobodies. I mean, when they were on that set of the Marine 5, they were somebody.
They were still nobody.
They were
I mean,
kind
it's
of
also ridiculous because both of them are third gen wrestlers too. Like,
Can we all appreciate the beard that Bo Dallas?
Apparently,
oh
we
yeah, I
can't.
said he came out
Yeah.
looking like goddamn Jesus.
It was a great beard.
Johnny Awesome has again fallen short.
Yep. And I don't think we're going to be seeing Maurice too much, considering the big rumor is that they want to push Maria and Mike as the new superstar couple.
The It couple.
Yeah, but that's also on SmackDown.
Maurice. They're
Yeah, but-
not done with that, and I'm sure this is all a clever ruse for Maurice and Mrs. New Buddies to just completely screw over Dean Ambrose.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that that beard that Bo has, though, is definitely, like, he has a contingency plan if this doesn't work out. I mean,
He's gonna join his brothers.
yeah, you don't grow a beard for nothing.
You grow
True.
facial hair to become a heel. That's the like trademark thing of a heel turn.
He's not done growing it. I guarantee you a month from now, 2 months from now, we're still going to be talking about how that beard has continued to grow, and it's going to turn into a Wyatt beard, which is fine.
Looks at his beard, says, "I'm not finished with you yet," and then grows it 5 inches.
Yeah. So like I said, this year has definitely been the year of betrayals and tag teams, or just kind of friendships. Kind of started off with the Festival of Friendship, which, again, we all knew was coming, didn't want to see coming, but was done perfectly.
Why was Jericho on the list? Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we had Gold Dust turning on R-Truth, and as much as they've been trying to push it, that kind of seems to be going nowhere in their kind of blow-off match. And then the one that hurt me the most was Tommaso Ciampa turning on Johnny Wrestling. Kind of brought a tear to my eye. I was very upset about that one. And then we have this one. So apparently you cannot trust your tag team partner, because there's also
None
rumors that the
whatsoever.
Hardys are breaking up fairly soon because they want to have some singles runs too.
Yep.
Well, I just have to say this to my tag team partner, Josh. Josh,
Is it you that's ruining my Wi-Fi right now?
it might be.
Is this your heel turn?
No, I've been a heel, buddy.
You son of a bitch! Is it 'cause I tricked Zach into calling you a fat fuck last week?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I love you.
I love you.
It's
Super
pretty
kick.
funny.
I just cut him
This
from the
wasn't our
chat.
moment. This is totally your moment right now, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah, so Raw was really good this week. I'm kind of upset that I slept through the beginning of it, and then my computer crapped out on me on the better part of the ending.
Yeah. Speaking of things that you might have missed, we might have a possible feud with Elias Sampson and Finn Balor, which might be interesting.
Yeah, that could be. as Gabe said earlier on our viewer call-in, I do not like Elias Sampson. I didn't like him in NXT. I don't think he's that good in the ring. His singing is even worse.
I think that's the whole point, though.
I am full on Corey. Like, I'm full on Corey Graves in this situation. Like, Corey Graves will at least compliment him on his wrestling. I don't even like that.
I don't know. I think if they just kind of slowly pushed away from this whole wandering singing guy and actually gave him something to work with.
You guys want to know why Elias Sampson's so shitty, right?
Because he's a hippie douche with a fucking guitar?
No, do you know where he's booked from?
Is it Schittsburg?
Schittsburg.
Of
He's
course.
a Schittsburgian.
God damn it.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. They need another, like, one-man gang or, like, just generic jobber to the stars. And I'm sure Elias has a great future in just guy who gets beat.
Yeah,
Maybe.
definitely.
I'm surprised that right when you said Schittsburg, you didn't cut out.
Schittsburg.
It's like tempting God to strike you down with lightning.
I mean, I haven't talked shit about him in a while. I think that's why I've been cutting out.
Probably. So yeah,
Corey hates that guy, and they're both from that armpit of a city. And Corey's like, I left there, you know.
reason. So let's go ahead and jump into SmackDown. SmackDown opened up this tonight with the women from the Money in the Bank kind of chattering backstage, upset about what happened. Daniel Bryan walked in the shot, said he'll make a decision, but he wants to hear what Carmella and James Ellsworth have to say. Carmella then came out to the ring with the Money in the Bank contract. Ellsworth by her side declared that everyone should get up on their feet for Miss Money in the Bank Carmella. Carmella then cut a promo and said, who cares what everyone says about her winning, because, you know, she brought up kind of the same points that I brought up earlier. Like, there's no rules in a Money in the Bank match. She
Can't break a
basically
rule
used-
that's not on the book.
Yeah, and there's not a damn thing that any of you can do about it. Drops the mic and then heads out. That kind of just continues out throughout the night with the eventual Daniel Bryan coming out to the ring with everyone and stating that he doesn't agree with it. Something fishy went on, stripped Carmella of the Money in the Bank contract, and then declared that they would have a new Money in the Bank match next week on SmackDown. And then he storms off with the briefcase, and then, you know, you have pretty much everyone beat the crap out of her. Carmella gets hit with a natural selection and then gets put into the disarmor.
I mean, who the hell's Daniel Bryan to take a championship away from such an honorable champion? She won that fair and square, Daniel.
Wait, Josh, I gotta ask something. How the hell did you say that with a straight face?
He didn't.
Go home, Daniel. You can't wrestle anymore, and that's why you're a crotchety jackass.
Oh.
Carmella won that title fair and square, okay? There was no rule that said that she could not have her boyfriend, whatever the fuck Ellsworth is, grab that for her.
Can I just say, though, that the one of the better parts about this was just the massive heat that Ellsworth got for saying that Daniel Bryan's being the daddy to a little vegan hippie baby, and that has made him soft. And Bryan just, like, snapped on him, got straight up in his face, told him to shut the fuck up about his kid, and if he mentions his baby one more time, he'd punch him in the face and fire him. Like, that was
I'd like
just
to see
fucking
that,
hot.
actually.
Yeah, you definitely need to find a video of that, because it was amazing.
Well, I mean, he wanted to do that to The Miz, but, like, The Miz would have beat him down. The man's a wimp who can't wrestle anymore.
Yeah.
Have you ever wondered,
Unfortunately.
Josh, that your internet maybe keeps cutting out because you keep talking shit about people who have power?
Yeah.
That might be what's going on.
So
I'm
definitely,
not making fun of Mr. Meek Mahan tonight, okay? So
He's the one who started it.
he does
yeah.
have Wi-Fi on the jet.
I will say definitely the best part about tonight was we got another Dolph Ziggler Shinsuke Nakamura match, and dear God, was this match good? It was a very good SmackDown match.
I mean,
Good
it's
amount of false finishes. Nakamura kicks out of the what's the famouser? I think he also got hit with a zigzag that he also kicked out of. Yeah, just really good match. Back and forth, nice holds. Shinsuke looks strong. Ziggler looks really strong despite losing the match to a Kinshasa, but it was Ziggler got hit with a knee strike to the back of the head and then got hit with a Kinshasa after that for the pin.
Yep.
Are you sure he doesn't have a double concussion?
He might.
He possibly might.
Just
Because some of those hits from Shinsuke looked very stiff.
well, if you watch Talking Smack from 2 weeks ago, Shinsuke says that Ziggler should go to Japan just because he can take a freaking hit.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Japan
Well,
is
I
very
like to see
stiff.
Ziggler's in Japan.
They've worked that match at house shows for the last 4 months. They've been working that since WrestleMania.
Yep.
And even before WrestleMania, you've always had Ziggler against Nakamura. I mean, he's been taking Kinshasas for a bit now.
And he's been taking rough shots for the last decade, so
Well, I mean, I guess that happens when news comes out that both your boss and your other boss hate you and don't have any faith in your run.
yeah.
Like what happened with him. And that I feel for him on that. I kind of do hope he goes to New Japan because he will be a major piece in New Japan. He'll be a player for that title.
He'll be an actual superstar.
As he should be.
Here's one thing. Do you think that Ziggles would join Bullet Club?
Yes.
Immediately. They
Heartbeat.
would be honored. I'm sure they'd be honored to have him.
They'd probably call him Dolph Healer.
Or he just go by Nick Nemeth, which comes with
yeah.
some clout of being like a big-time collegiate star.
You could also run him as the Hollywood heel too.
Correct.
Yeah.
And he'd be a major star there, and it's a shame how WWE has used him for the last couple of years. This is somebody who, yes, he's a former world champion. I believe he's a 2-time world champion. Chris, you probably know best there on that.
Oh yeah, 2-time.
2-time. And realistically, he should be a 4 or 5-time champion by this point.
5-time.
And with how long he's been there, I mean, this guy's been working there since Shawn Michaels was just getting back into the swing of things.
Yeah, because he was He was Mikey
Nicky.
in the Nicky in the Spirit
Nicky.
Squad.
Yeah, went by his own name there.
Nicky,
I mean,
Dicky,
so he's-
whatever.
He's been working with them for a long time, and it is really shitty to hear stories about how Vince McMahon and Triple H aren't a big fan of him with that. But, they'll give Sheamus a push till the end of time, but I guess that really does help when you lift weights with your boss,
Well, he's also just too athletic. Just ask Amy Schumer.
Yeah. And I know Dolph wants to chase a stand-up comedy career, and, I don't know. Comedy is subjective. I don't think he's very funny with that. There are a lot of people who don't, but I'm sure you'll be hilarious in Japan, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of just the majority of the important things that happened. A couple of things to note that if we want to talk about, the Hype Bros said that they won their number 1 contenders match but never got it because Ryder got injured. So Daniel said that they had to beat the Usos next week to get the title shot. Kevin Owens had a match, an open United States Open Championship match against Chad Gable, I think. Yeah, Chad Gable.
Wasn't it Gable that was hurt?
I don't remember. It was interesting too because one thing that I noticed is that during this, American Alpha's music hit, and Gable and Jason Jordan both came out, but like Jordan came out and then immediately went backstage.
It doesn't make much sense, and I'm sure that this is the first time in a while that either of those guys have worked a singles match.
Yeah, and it was a pretty decent match. Another thing that did happen that I kind of want to touch on is Jinder Mahal had a match against Luke Harper where it looked like Luke Harper was going to win via distraction by Baron Corbin coming out and teasing a cash-in, and then ends up winning with the Colossus, but then Randy comes out and starts beating the crap out of Mahal, which kind of puts it puts it in the head that we're going to get one more Randy Jinder Mahal match,
which I really hope we don't.
God, I'm done with this feud. Like this feud
it needs to end already.
As done as I was with the Hardys and Cesaro, and also the feud. Yeah. I'm really over this feud, and it just needs to go away. It was cool to see Randy in the main event picture again, and
here's the other thing that is kind of like growing a little bit tired for me is I've watched so many Randy Orton matches that I'm starting to pick up on his cues for setups. Like I've figured out when he won't hit that scoop slam based on his movements and like his like kind of cues to the other person. Like every time he claps, he's gonna hit that scoop slam. He doesn't
have to be at each SmackDown show. He can be a minor spectacle where when you have a Randy Orton match, it's special because you only get one like once a month or once every 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, and it he's earned the kind of right to be like John Cena at this point where he doesn't need to be there every week. But
I'm sure he'd love to spend time with his kids.
I think part of it is like he's just kind of that old school purist coming from that background family that he's in, where he wants to be that person that's going to be there every week. He doesn't want to be that lazy part-timer, which I do find admirable of him, but he's kind of earned the right to not be that person anymore.
But I mean, his dad would have put in the work to at least try a little bit harder in the ring and not phone it in. I mean,
yeah, I think part of it is like it could even just be kind of a mix of him and it, like something from his dad where he doesn't want to disappoint his dad, so he goes to the shows, but he doesn't want to be there. He wants to be like Brock and Cena at this point and just be that lazy part-timer, but like he knows that he'll disappoint his father if he does that.
Yeah. I mean, he's a spectacle that when that music hits, regardless of what arena you're in or where you're at, you're still going to get a reaction to it. You don't need him all the time. And anytime we hear those trumpets, we know you're going to get that reaction from Cena. Same with anything. Like, he's that kind of star now. He's at the later end of, God, I want to say 15, 16 years now?
I think so. I mean, because he debuted the same time that Brock and Cena did.
I mean, they're all from the same FCW class. Batista was also part of that class, which is, not FCW. I think they were Ohio Valley actually at that time.
Yeah, they're OVWs.
Yeah, I mean that OVW class is insane. That's 4 Hall of Famers there. Yeah. And it's been cool to see Randy in the main event picture, but I'm ready to see him fall out of it. I mean, you could bring him back into it here 6 months from now, 8 months from now, but like let's get a little bit of a break from this and just maybe give somebody else on your brand a little bit of time. I mean, your Money in the Bank weekend or match this weekend was huge. I wouldn't be upset if Mojo Rawley was involved in the main event picture.
I would not be upset on that either.
I would love to see Randy or Mojo in the main event.
Does it mean that Rob Gronkowski shows up to SummerSlam? Because I would love to see Gronk again.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you know what? One last thing on Randy. I think I finally figured it out. Is we've been seeing nothing but Randy this entire year. Like it's just been a Randy fest, and honestly, I'm a little burnt out.
Yeah, I mean, since the Rumble, it's been Randy because Randy won the Rumble. He was kind of that main kind of tease for Extreme Rule or not Extreme Rules, Elimination Chamber. Wins the title at Mania and then held it until Backlash, and then we're here. Like he's been pretty much that entire year.
Yeah, he's been like a solid 6 months now.
It's way longer than that. I mean, he was the money draw at last year's SummerSlam with Brock Lesnar. This has been well over that time frame. We're going into like month number 12 here pretty soon of just the barrage. It's since he has come back from injury that we've had the Randy Orton show, and it's fun to see. I love it. It's something that has been a part of pro wrestling for a while now, but
I mean, like I said, I appreciate the fact that he's willing to be the person to be there every week, but I don't appreciate the fact that at a certain point it started to feel like he was phoning everything in and just didn't care.
Oh, you mean since the beginning of his career?
No, he's definitely like there are definite times where you can tell that he's wanting to be there, but
if he wants to be there, he'll leave it all in the ring, and I cannot honestly say he has ever left it all out there.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
He's never used every single move that he knows.
Well, he only knows like 8 of them, so...
Well, right,
recently... I know we've been calling him lazy recently and everything, but honestly, have they even really put him in anything recently that would make him want to leave everything on the ring?
I mean, WWE Championship matches.
Yeah, but even so, it was like it was a really tired feud between him and Wyatt. This with Jinder Mahal. I mean,
that doesn't change the fact that he's fighting for a belt that's supposed to mean something to him.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And like we've talked about this, and this problem's been around for a while. Like Orton doesn't use every trick in his book. He doesn't use everything in every match. Like you'll see some here, some there. There's never a pay-per-view match where he does everything. And like SummerSlam last year was that pay-per-view that we were expecting, like, oh man, he's gonna use every trick that he's got because this is like a huge main event. This has never happened before. This is big. And then we get the bullshit that happened last year with Lesnar hitting too hard and Randy bleeding all over the place.
Yep.
Which was a work. I will put that out there. That was a work. That was not a shoot at all. That was worked.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
At the time, you probably could have claimed that it was a shoot, but like you got worked into a shoot.
Yeah. It was a worked shoot, which is hilarious. Yeah. It's a hilarious turn of phrase.
I'm sure that we'll have nicer things to say about Randy if we see a little bit less of him.
I mean, you can.
I guess that. No, I agree with Josh there. So on that note, I think that we've covered pretty much everything we need to cover. Next week we'll kind of have a slower week that we can dive more into the weekly shows.
We can talk about Great Balls of Fire.
I mean, that's not for another 2 weeks, so we got a little bit of time to digest everything that's coming up. Hopefully, we'll have a little bit more knowing what matches are going to be there. Maybe a couple more feuds set up.
Hopefully,
but this has been the Average Guys Pro Wrestling Podcast. I've been Zach. Josh just cut out again,
and I've been disconnected most of the time.
I've been Chris.
I've been Jose.
And you can find us all on Twitter except for Josh because Josh still refuses to get a Twitter. I am at Zach Bank, spelled Benck. You can find Chris at TheGreatHaaf, and you can find Josie at
ExtraOneUp.
ExtraOneUp. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. And you can find Josh on Instagram at SmellBeforeRain.
Guys, I think I figured out why my Wi-Fi is going so bad.
Why?
The Twitter.
The Twitter?
The Twitter?
Yeah, they're trying to get me to join up by killing my Wi-Fi over and over again.
That seems counterproductive.
Oh, Lord.
You can text your tweets in, I think. That's a thing. Maybe? I don't know Twitter.
But yeah, we will see you guys next week. Be sure to check out our Facebook page. Drop us a like there. Drop us a subscription on our YouTube channel, which you can find a link to on our Facebook page. And if you feel so inclined to aid us in such and also want to get some of our content early, check us out on patreon.com/averageguys. Have a good week, everybody.